All right. So today, because Corey and Sully are getting married, yay, and Logan's out of town, boo, and Marcus is out of town, boo. We're not gonna have secrets because we're missing like literally, I think, that's 4 out of 6 people, so we're missing 66% of the cast.
I really think Riley and Gary should have just showed up and roleplayed between the two of them and act like everybody else was in the room.
did offer them to show up, and I think they decided that they're going to take a break because it's a chance they actually got to have a break during the week. So I can't blame them for that. That's fine. Hopefully they show up in chat and can come harass us while we discuss their 2 friends classes that we built. Because that's what we're here to do today. Colby built Sully's class for Chip. We rebuilt Nanocyte for Logan, and you rebuilt Biohacker.
Yes.
That was done over about a month's time with very short notice. That we kind of at first panicked and were just like, okay, cool. So how are we going to figure this out? And we just sorta did.
I like it whenever Corey got us together in a little tiny chat and he said, okay, you 2 know Pathfinder 2nd Edition very well. We're switching over to Starfinder 2nd Edition because help. I hate 1st Edition. Help. We need to redo 2 classes. And then
I'll be fair. 1st Edition isn't bad. It's just a very different beast to 2nd Edition, and there's no support for it anymore.
And yeah, so he got us in there, and then all of a sudden, Archedas says, well, I started working on Nanocyte. Here's what I got. And he sent the document. I was like, well, I'll just do Biohacker because I really don't feel like 2 of us working on the same document's going to help. So
a document, you say. Ignore the OBS window because I'm kind of multitasking on things today. A document, you say, with a very large disclaimer at the front of it. Yeah, so I made this one initially with layouts and stuff. Colby went ahead and started doing this, and he has had a very smart idea on his document that I honestly am too late in my changes to steal because he has changes going all the way back to April, which was shortly after we started these. And then, yeah, he's got a lot.
It's like I'm building a video game.
Yeah, he's got patch notes. I have edits I've made on the side of documents you can vaguely see over here, such as how I changed defensive dispersal into a universal reaction feat. But yeah, we're here to discuss various things like that today. And well, where do we want to start? With Biohacker or with Nanocyte?
I think we should start with Nanocyte.
Okay. We can start with Nanocyte.
Track changes. Colby has patch notes, Archedas has track changes.
I have both, and a lot of my changes have just been, to be fair, Logan is great. I get very little feedback on things, even though I've requested it several times. So I've been making changes based on vibes.
Yeah.
Colby has direct feedback, and I'm pretty sure multiple paragraph notes from Sully in Discord.
No, I keep asking her for feedback, and every now and then we'll like start texting, and she'll I was like, hey, I need stuff, and she'll start giving me opinion, and she's like, I could really compile it into notes for you and send that if it's easy. It's like, no, I need a discussion, I need a dialogue, so I can talk to you about it. And then the 4th of July after the party, we spent
2 hours outside as we were going to leave
talking about it. So, hi Gary, it's not too late. You can come and sit down right here next to me.
Yeah, we just got the chairs pushed to the side. You're welcome to show up. But yeah, so I kind of started with this page as an aftermath to the initial build, because this is still currently a pending thing of. These are actively in development because obviously if things aren't working or Corey doesn't like how something works mechanically or Logan feels like, oh, this isn't working for what I want Doc to do, everything can change. Which is why I have this big red section right here because it is still under construction to this day. And I wanted to make sure that was noticed because I sent this document to Logan so he could review everything. Initially with Nanocyte, it doesn't have a conversion class. So at base, the closest thing I could compare Nanocyte to in Pathfinder 2nd Edition is the same thing we compared Biohacker to, which was Alchemist.
Yeah.
Because it has a bunch of little subtrees that change how all of its abilities work and what they focus on. But for Doc, specifically with this build of Nanocyte, he's a frontline fighter and his primary thing he wants to do is punch people and heal people. So the only frontline, quote unquote, class in Starfinder is Soldier. Because Operative is the sneaky rogue who can also do melee, but is very much built to be like a run and gun or a sniper kind of deal. So I built him out as core constitution because he's meant to be like a frontline champion-esque kind of thing, where he's not really there to deal a lot of damage. He's there to deal damage, but also fix people.
So, when you started in on this, you're designing from the perspective of you're trying to rebuild Doc from first edition?
Yes. We were trying to basically, when I started this, it was, I want this class to be Doc, not Universal Nanocyte, because Universal Nanocyte has so many ways you can build it.
Yes.
That if I was to do that, I'd be spending the next year and a half designing each individual, like, field of study and knacks, because it's first edition content. The fun part of like rogue feats for combat stuff in first edition was like you had feats and then you had your rogue feats that were an entire additional thing on top of your feats.
Yeah.
Nanocyte has exactly that for knacks.
Okay.
So they have basically 10 extra things that they get on top of all of the stuff that they get for being a first edition character. And a lot of that also came into like, Doc had Cleave. Doc had Attack of Opportunity, because everyone had it in first edition. So a lot of that became like, oh, well, Cleave is like a barbarian thing, so we just gave him Cleave as a bonus. Like, to be frank, Chip and Doc have a lot more abilities than they would conceivably have if they were bog standard classes.
So with Chip, with the Biohacker, I actually haven't added any bonus feats. Solely realized the other day, mid-session, that she was using too many feats. Because I gave her the normal like progression of martial feats. So one at first level and then the same as everybody else. Yeah.
That was basically how I tried to balance Doc out. I went through, when we finished this, and did like a build out step by step. And besides Cleave, and now we've added Attack of Opportunity for him. Or autonomous obstacle operation, haha, funny AOO joke. Those are the only ones that ended up being like additional to make him do what he already did.
Yeah.
And initially we didn't give him Attack of Opportunity. And then it's just like, well, this is a big thing I was using most of my reactions for. We had discussion about just like, okay, we can re-add that.
Yeah.
That was discussion with Corey, is this balancing, blah, blah, blah. Link, don't you bring World of Warcraft into this. Don't you do that.
That's all Link knows. He actually has completely forgotten Elden Ring because he's a coward.
He does in fact need to still beat Elden Ring.
You still need to. Corey might be getting married, but you still got to beat Elden Ring.
Look,
so.
if Corey gets back, because spoiler alert, we're not having secrets next week because again, Corey's getting married with Sully. We are going to be doing a level up stream next week though with the cast, which since we don't have Corey, we don't have Sully. Obviously, we won't have Sully here to level up, but I'll be hosting that one to make sure we have someone here to host it. But we'll be going over Marcus's, Gary's, Riley's, and Doc's. But we'll go over a little bit of what preview for Doc today. But for Nanocyte, base con, 10 hit points, because Doc's going to be up in front, being big, chunky fighter man. I pretty much gave him, for initial proficiencies, he's doesn't really have a lot. He's got expert in fort, trained in reflex, trained in will. It's the exact same as soldier. He's got crafting and 3+ int mod. Again, same as soldier. It was one thing plus 3+ int mod. Trained in simple and martial, and there is a reason I gave him martial. And that's because one of the base Nanocyte things is the gear array. And boy howdy is the gear array a thing. I'm very glad the Doc doesn't really use it because it's a nightmare to convert. Light armor, unarmored defense, he's not a heavy armor boy.
Thank you, Hussein.
Final Fantasy XI farming.
Get him. Train the Nanocyte DC.
At training class,
every
you see everyone
class.
starts with that, and his goes up pretty average levels. Pretty much all of this is exactly the same as you would expect from it seeing every other class.
Hi, Nebula.
I basically just copied and pasted it all. Hello, Nebula. Sorry, no Sully today. She's getting married. We'll tell her you said hello.
But we'll be your bestie instead.
Yeah, we will be your besties. We don't have the Cokes that say bestie on it, unfortunately.
I do have Cokes that have my name on it, though.
Always good. And then we get into like the actual class portions, which this was a big part of Nanocyte, is their surges. In first edition, and this happened with Alchemist as well, you legally had a daily resource. A lot of classes legally had a daily resource if they were like Alchemist or anyone that had a secondary tracking thing. You got so much of it didn't matter. You just had however many you needed in a day forever. So instead, we rebalanced nanite surges to scale similarly to alchemical reagents. This is with the additional feat for Alchemist, because Doc uses these for a lot of different things. He has currently 9 plus his Constitution modifier of which is currently 5, so he has 14 Nanocyte surges a day. But like Alchemist, he can regain one of them per 10-minute rest so long as he has expended one. So like old focus points.
Mm-hmm.
That way, he can still spend them between combats and not run out immediately. But he has ways to regain them. And those are just used for basically activating a bunch of his other standard abilities. And then he's got the primary thing that nanocytes work off of is their arrays. It's a lot of words. I copied and pasted a lot of this from the first edition wiki, and then reworded it to make it work in second edition, because a lot of it's just, it works exactly the same, except now instead of being a standard action, it's 1-2 action stuff. But they have a couple of primary arrays. Not to go into too much detail, Sheath Array, Doc pretty much always has this one on. It's just his...
There he is. That's the man.
That's Doc right there. He's in chat.
The Doc.
Sheath Array is pretty much something he just always has on because he can turn it on and it stays on the whole time. Originally, we did concept only having this be kind of like monk stances, where you could turn an array on only in combat, but then that kind of turned everything the class can do off outside of combat.
Yeah.
Because everything the class does is based on its arrays and the use of its nanite surges, so if you turn off the arrays, half of the class just gets deleted flat out.
I feel like that's like a lot of Pathfinder and Starfinder. It's a combat system with RP added on top, because RP can be whatever you want. So like once a class is out of combat, most of them, they don't get to do much. Like Swashbuckler in second edition, once they're out of combat, they don't have panache. They used to not have panache out of combat, and then they don't get the bonuses for having panache, even if it's like diplomacy is their panache skill.
Yeah. Sheath Array is basically just a little kind of buff that he gains to reflex throws, and it makes up for a little bit of his lack in reflex saves and low dexterity. But then also, gives him some bonuses to some skills and stuff, and some temporary hit points.
Good temp HP.
Cloud Array is the big one, which was a huge part of Nanocyte in first edition. We had to rework this several times because when you use it the initial way of how concealment works in second edition, it basically makes it so that your party can never hit the enemy, and you are the only person ever benefiting from it, because it gives everyone concealment except you.
Yeah.
And it does not have a way to give your allies a way to ignore it, because it doesn't work like a cloud, doesn't work like a fog, so there's no effects that just kind of let you ignore it. So we went back through, and I have gone through, let me find it through here. Should be, where is it?
Are all those your feats that you've added, or are those still...
These are base class abilities.
Okay, those are the class progression.
Yeah.
Okay.
Expert arrays. So at 10th level and 15th level, his arrays get some bonuses. For Cloud Array, it becomes larger. He can cover more squares with it. He gets a bonus to movement speed while he's in it. And then we added on that as he levels up his arrays, so next level he's going to be able to make everyone but one person in the party ignore the cloud concealment on enemies. So it made it more functional as like a, if it didn't let you choose allies to also ignore it, it just never got used.
Yeah.
Because it basically turned Valia off, it turned Chip off. The only person that was otherwise in melee was Aster. It just turned off everyone wanting to be in the cloud, which is a big part of it, because with Doc, if they're in the cloud, he can use his nanite surges to give temp HP and regeneration, or no, not regeneration, fast healing. We haven't gotten to the regeneration yet. That comes later. That's 15th level plus.
Okay, and your class progression basically is just alchemist progression, or is it soldier progression?
This is very similar to soldier progression. There was a couple of things we had to knock out, specifically defensive dispersal, because this didn't really work.
Doc is an old man, never forget that.
It would have been a feat that you would, like, it would be like a level 1 combat feat you would choose as just like nimble dodge for rogue, would be the equivalency. That got changed over here a little bit, where it became a reaction. He can spend a nanite surge to get temp HP and reduce some damage. Knacks, these all would become feats. All of the Nanocyte knacks would be feats. There is an entire page of Nanocyte knacks you can go through in first edition if you want to review any of those. Every single instance of a Nanocyte knack on there would just be a feat option.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to convert them. They're just 2, 4, 6, 8. You got to figure out levels for all of them because they're not leveled.
Yeah.
And you make them all into feats. And of course, general feats, skill feats, same progression as every other character in the game. He's a standard martial class. He gets the same progression as everybody. He doesn't have the special rogue, extra skill feats.
I miss playing a rogue.
The only thing addition is, I scrolled past it here because you can see this giant, like 6 paragraphs of text that is gear array that I legally had to type up because it's a base class feature and Doc almost never uses.
Well, hasn't seen Modern Tech in 40 years.
Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna pull out like a flip phone.
We'll see more of the gear array once we get to Season 4. Spoiler, we're gonna do a Season 4. Oh, who would have seen that coming?
Who's this we?
I don't know. Maybe we'll have you guest star on a Secrets episode. We'll see.
Mysterious stranger.
But it is...
I sure do hope Doc loves that long as well. I hope he keeps loving his heart.
I mean, depends if we can get Rainey off the ring, really. I mean, if we can get Rainey to the ring, maybe he can love that long.
Okay, so...
But the gear array is basically just to shorthand it. You can make items of your level and lower, and you learn formulas for them exactly like an alchemist does. When you level up, you get more formulas. Advanced formulas are for like making weapons and things, and lesser formulas are for making items, and figuring out how to scale this was a nightmare. I've basically, because we are mostly not using it right now, I have it as a base version, and I haven't looked at it since we made it initially.
You're a better man than me, because there's stuff I looked at and said, I ain't doing that, boss. That ain't gonna happen. There ain't no way. There ain't no way.
I tried.
I tried. I gave up and just did other stuff instead.
Logan, don't. You gotta be careful taping stuff like that, man, because that's in the VOD, and Corey can go back and show you that you wanted to put a ring on it. So, careful, man. A lot of this otherwise was just standard reflex increases, ancestry feats.
So with him, with your save increases, does he have like the two success to critical successes on one?
I think he only has one right now, and I think next level he gets his second one. I have to go back through and check that.
And do you have one of them going to be like a failure, crit failure goes to a failure, and failure is half damage?
That is his fortitude save. So that will be his fort save, and then he'll have success to crit success on, I think it was will. I think reflex is his bad save.
That makes sense. That makes flavor sense.
Yeah. A lot of this is just, standard scaling, array weapons. This also includes some other stuff. Like a big thing Doc does is he has 2 main attacks. He has his Swarm Strike, which is a knack we'll get to later on. And then he has his fists because he is Punchy Man. Mental Barrier, his will save is expert, armor expertise, blah, blah, blah. Class expertise.
Yeah, all the regular stuff.
Fortitude to master, success to crit success, weapon spec, he's low-end weapon spec because he's not a damage dealing. Like, he doesn't have barbarian scaling where it's 2 to 4 to 6.
Yeah.
His is 2 to 3. Manifold array was a big point that I had to get to. This is what lets him, since he's level 9, until level 9, a Nanocyte would only be able to have one array up.
Yeah.
This is what lets him make a second one. Because this is also the level where base, he would get his second Nanocyte facility. I have a note over here that you can't really read. And we were talking about this just before we went live. Gaining a second instance of, like, Hunter's Edge is the exact example I use here. You get your Hunter's Edge as a ranger at first level, and it improves as you level up. Getting the base feature of a second Hunter's Edge is an 18th level class feat. So that's really hard to balance around as a base class feature that Nanocyte gets. So it's like, we'll make it 9th level for now, and I'll figure it out how that feels at that point, because it's not a thing that's affecting everything you do, but it's a thing that can always be done.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it was a weird balancing act. And again, faculties, second techniques. Base, we have this working exactly the same as it does now. Your second faculty is 4 levels lower than your current, and you get a new ability every 4 levels. So basically you're just one, you never will get the highest rank ability of your second faculty.
Nebula, tell Link to play Elden Ring and beat it. He has to.
He has to do it.
He legally has to. He asked me what build he should do. I told him, and he's just too scared to do it now.
What I'm feeling like is that if Link doesn't do it, I have to incentivize him, I have to remove the Abacus emote.
Oh, he would hate that.
I will take Abacus if Elden Ring is not beaten.
He'll take Abacus away fully.
And there will be no more Gib until you beat Elden Ring.
Give me Elden Ring.
Gib Elden Ring. Gib Elden Ring victory screen in Discord, or no Abacus. This is a threat.
Eternal Nanite.
This is what lets him regen his nanites more often. Basically, a lot of Doc's downtime activities out of combat is going to be healing people.
Yes.
And you can restore focus points while doing things relevant to your spellcasting schools. Nanocyte charges are basically his focus points.
I've done the same thing for Sully.
So his is basically, while healing people, he can refocus and get 1.1 Nanocyte surge back to then have another one for next combat. And at higher levels, he'll get 2, which just makes it so he has a constant pool to use. He can't do it again until he spends 1, so it's not refill your pool up, it's just more consistency. Gear enhancements are to the gear array. This is basically just to make it so that weapons you make with your gear array scale as martial weapons.
Yeah.
Like, it's then the property runes and their weapon runes and stuff. The Sato conversion was another one we had to go into, because Nanocyte has a lot of base class features that should be feats. Just a ton of base features that should be feats. This one, while your array is active, it just gives them a bonus of saving throws against diseases, poisons, and sleep effects. And this hasn't come up very much because Doc has gotten crit only a couple of times. Anytime he's crit, he has a fort rune.
Yeah.
He just has a fort rune.
I miss my fort rune.
Fort rune's great. Level 18, which is the level you get greater fort runes, it becomes a greater fort rune, and the bonus goes to +2.
Okay.
It's basically just an inbuilt, you get a fort rune class feature.
And he's restricted like light armor and unarmored, right?
Yes,
okay.
he's light armor, unarmored only.
All right. So otherwise he would have no access to a fort rune at all.
And that's why I had to make it a class feature, because I'm like, I want him. A big part of Nanocyte is like fully discorporating your body to avoid hits and just bursting into nanites and then reforming yourself, which is exactly what this is supposed to be. Is you, like, instead of taking the blow, you just fort rune it, and your body discorporates. You avoid most of the hit, but still take normal damage. Master arrays, I did these so that once you hit level 10, you hit expert, 15 master, 20 legendary. This is what makes the arrays scale.
Okay. Because
base in first edition, they don't scale at all. And it feels lame that your base class ability never changes.
Yeah.
So for Sheath Array, the bonus just increases from 2 to 3 at 15. Cloud Array, you get more clouds. And Next level, instead of concealment, it'll be full hidden.
Okay.
So DC 11 flat check instead of 5. Really, at this level, a DC 5 flat check, everything ignores concealment.
Yeah. And level 15, crazy stuff should be happening at that point.
Gear array, stuff gets greater striking, blah, blah, blah.
Gear array is gear array, man.
Yeah. And then there's a large leap here from 15 to 19 because pretty much everything from 14 to 18 in Nanocyte I either haven't looked at yet or hasn't come up because we're not there yet. We're not going to be there for a while.
That's fair.
So I designed up to 14, and then I did 20 because I needed to do legendary arrays. This wasn't a big one because this gives you a third array. Oh no, this one makes it so that you get level -2, which gives you effectively the final thing. But this one we'll revisit once we get there. Surge table was just those. So Doc has 2 primary facilities. Well, primary and secondary. His primary one's regeneration. It's the Nanocyte track that is all about, healing things, fixing things. Primary ability, reactive repair, which is the thing he does where he tosses someone fast healing and they get fast healing and temp HP. If the temp HP remains and they don't take damage, it stacks. And a lot of this other stuff is either passives that allow him to do some extra medicine stuff, such as using his constitution modifier instead of wisdom for medicine checks, because he's a constitution-based class, and the nanites in his body know how to fix things. Doc doesn't. Canonically, Logan has said many times, I don't know how to fix you, the nanites do. So the nanites know how to fix you, and they're based on his body, so his constitution modifier. And it lets him use medicine to do some extra stuff, like if someone's in a cloud array, because the nanites make up the cloud, he can do his stabilized checks and stuff to anyone within the cloud. Flesh Donor is a neat one that doesn't come up too much because I think it's a reaction. I think I need to change this to... I don't want to make it a free action because then it's something you're always going to do, but I don't know what to make it other than a reaction and then maybe give him a bonus reaction to let him do it. Because it essentially says anytime you have reactive repair on yourself and you regain hit points, you can instead have someone else gain them. And when an ally regains hit points, you can take a reaction to transfer your own health to them. So either you give yourself some extra health, or if someone else is gaining HP, you give them your health.
So when does he gets the hit points from his reactive repair at the beginning of his turn?
Yep.
Why couldn't that be a free action at the start of your turn when you would gain hit points from your reactive repair?
It just seemed, because this is already giving people a lot of temp HP and you can toss out 3 of them in one turn.
I like
That's where I'm just kind of like, I don't know how I want to balance this yet, and it hasn't come up a lot.
Once per turn as a free action.
Yeah.
That's where I would take it. That way he has it. It's more he's not using his reaction on it.
He's using his reaction on attack of opportunity a lot.
Yeah.
Which is why it doesn't come up often. That's why I want to make it not a reaction.
Have you put in the bonus? Are you going to give him like the bonus feat or the bonus reaction feat?
Where I'm aiming it right now is going to be a bonus reaction for one of your facility abilities.
Okay.
That way he still has to use his base on either like the cytoconversion or defensive dispersal or attack of opportunity. So we can use it as a defensive option or an assault option.
Okay.
And then
sense.
This.
Yeah.
From the Brink has been one that's come up primarily for chip, but also for NPC uses. The way I have designed this ability is very intentional because you die. Yeah. If you die, no, you don't. Which is exactly how it works in first edition because this ability was not Breath of Life. You had to be dead.
Yeah, it's shock to the system.
It is very much shock to the system.
Without the cool lightning.
But because I didn't want it to be exactly shock to the system, instead it returns you to life with Breath of Life HP. So you get 5d8 temp HP or 5d8 healing.
Yeah.
But you stand up, clumsy 2, drain 2, and feeble 2 for 24 hours. So it's raised dead with Breath of Life HP.
Okay.
It is meant to be you are like forcing their body into mass regeneration, and it doesn't do it right and then the nanites have to correct it over the next day.
Okay.
And then this is one that will come up much later. The first time each round he uses a nanite surge, he just gets health.
Okay.
Just every time you use a nanite surge, health, health, health. Constant regeneration. His second feat is transmutation, which this one is weird because it has a lot of stuff to do with like density and changing your own body. It's strange. So right now, next level he'll be getting this shockingly dense ability, which had to be dramatically rewritten. Body array has come up once, I believe, maybe twice. And then down here we have, this just lets him change out a couple of his modifiers for like crafting or arcana checks. He can use constitution modifiers instead of, or he can make a crafting or arcana check against an opponent who, while his body array is active, the next strike that he makes against them gets to bypass DR.
Okay.
Which I need to reword this into resistance because it's very much still first edition. How it worked in first edition was you made a check, and if you passed the check, you gained like, oh, this thing's damage resistance is bypassed by adamantine. My attack's adamantine now.
Okay.
For 1 round.
Alright, that makes sense. It's like, don't monk punches do something like that?
Monks get it passively. I think Thaumaturge has an ability with its like known weakness where if they succeed their esoteric lore check, their attack becomes that type.
Yeah. They make up a weakness for him.
Yeah.
I stole that for Chip.
Yeah, he didn't have really a way to get around a lot of weaknesses. I'm just like, this is a cool way of just like, oh, the nanocytes the nanites analyze their body and how to get past it.
And your fist temporarily becomes adamantine.
Yep.
That's fun.
It is still an action, just because it needed to balance it somehow. That's how a lot of things balance, is like you spend an action, bam, you get this. Shockingly dense. In first edition, this ability sucked for everyone involved because it did the fun thing of sundering weapons, which sucks for the GM to track, sucks for the player to interact with, sucks for the party because you're destroying your own loot, and tracking weapon HP sucked. So instead, I have changed it to an ability where he'll start being able to use this next level. While his body array is active, he just gets to reflect damage.
Oh, he gets thorns.
Yeah, he gets thorns. Equal to his con mod. So every time someone hits him with a weapon attack or a natural attack in melee, he just does bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage. And because his con mod is +5, it'll be cold iron or silver. Once he gets to +6, which he should be either at 15, and then I think 17 is when you get your Apex items.
Around then, yeah.
17 or 18.
I think there's some that are 16.
Yeah. But once he gets it to +6, they'll eventually become adamantine or orichalcum.
Or you play Aeons and you've had an Apex item since level 10.
We don't talk about that.
I love the heart necklace. Only MD kept it.
MD needed to keep a lot of things, like his blood inside of him.
He didn't lose his blood, he lost his sense.
He lost a lot of things, like time. But we got that back.
We did get that back.
Next, again, these would all... If I was building this to be like a release class, which we might eventually convert these over to be like Patreon content or something, that would require a lot more formatting and work and make them look pretty. These would all be feats that he would take at 2, 4, 6, 8, blah, blah.
How many are there?
There's a ton more than this. These are just the ones Doc has.
Okay.
I was not going to convert all of them because there's like 60.
Okay.
So he has Surgical Host, which this one is basically just while his sheath's active, he can do medicine checks on people within his reach. It gives him a little more reach on doing heal checks and stuff. It gives him inbuilt healer's tools so he doesn't have to worry about having them. It gives him the Ward Medic feat at level 8. As you level up to level 8, it gives you Ward Medic. It gives you a couple medicine feats because you're the healer guy. That's what your goal is. Swarm Strike is a big one he's got. This is his primary form of attack besides fists. And it's how we joke that Doc can throw hands because we just flavor his Swarm Strikes as fist attacks, but enhanced. it gives him an additional type of strike. And as he levels up, it gains additional benefits. Next level, or well, 2 levels from now, because they're going to 14. At 15, the range increment of his thrown strike will become 40 feet. Currently, he has a 20-foot thrown strike, so he throw hands.
Okay.
Haha, funny joke.
Haha, funny joke.
It gets a little extra bonus damage because this is his main form of damage dealing that isn't, non-lethal.
I think I heard Nebula laugh at that joke.
Nebula laughs at all our jokes. We appreciate Nebula. And then he's got a specialty weapon strike, because I couldn't really think of this was a unique form of dealing damage that doesn't really fit any of the weapon specialization crit effects, and it's only going to be used by nanocytes.
Yeah.
So I gave him it's similar to Brawling, where they get a fort DC to avoid being stunned.
Yeah.
But instead it's avoid being dazzled. And then if they're dazzled, it fails a flat check, calls big Steel Edition, you regain a nanite surge.
Okay.
So it's got a little bit of play where if they fail the DC, they're dazzled, cool, there's just a flat check bonus rather than them losing an action. But then if they fail because of the dazzled, you'll regain a surge. It's only for 1 turn, but there's a chance that you'll regain some stuff. It's just a cool little bonus. Architect is a fun one. It gets him a Starfinder 2E feat that just lets you build cover. And then because he's a nanocyte, he gains some extra bonuses of building some extra stuff.
It's just Wall of Force, dude.
It's Wall of Natural.
Yeah.
1,000 stitches. Pardon, my throat's been messing up these last few days, so talking this much has been killing me a little bit. Bonus battle medicine. If he already has battle medicine, get another feat. And he gets 2 actions. Nanite Surge. Anyone that is within range of his cloud, or within 5 feet of it, he can use a medicine check on. If he's already used battle medicine on them, he can use it again, essentially. Okay. But the DC is higher.
Wall of Earth.
Wall of Earth is... It is just like... There's a wall here now.
I love it. I'm sorry, I want that in Pathfinder.
It exists. It's just bad. Like all the wall spells that aren't Wall of Force.
It's called Wall of Force.
Yeah. But yeah, it's basically just like we wanted to give Doc another way to like burst heal in combat, because he's got medic dedication, so he's got the once a day battle medicine someone twice. This made it so technically he can battle medicine someone 3 times. The second one will be at a 5 higher DC.
Yeah.
So it makes it harder if he's already battle medicine them, but it lets him do it again once per 10 minutes. So it's not a multiple times per combat thing. It's still just Aster's getting his butt whooped repeatedly.
There's no such thing as too much healing.
Correct.
Because if your party has too much healing, your GM will just make the combat harder.
Yep. That's the secret is if you get like 3 healers in your party, I'm just hitting you 40% harder.
You're gonna take me down in 1 shot. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, and then you gotta get healed back up to full, and then we're gonna hit you again.
Yeah. I play ping pong in my life.
Yeah. The death yo-yo.
Yeah.
Lifting nanites. Doc could fly. By all known laws of aviation, there should be no way that the nanocyte can fly in first edition, but therefore it can. Yada yada. B-movie meme. I just changed it right now to function exactly like the winged rune, and then next level it'll become the next level winged rune, which is permanent flight. Aster gets flight permanently way earlier, because that's always been a Solarian thing, is they're the Superman guy. He floats in with the Superman pose. Nanocyte flying was a knack. You had to take a feat to get flight, and it's first edition, so it was hard required.
Yeah.
So...
Flying strong.
Secret. Corey hates flying so damn much.
That's between the stars.
I can attest to this as also a GM. Holy crap, is designing around flying when half the party does not fly is so annoying.
Yeah, but when half the party does not fly.
Yeah, but because Valia doesn't fly, she can climb walls, but she doesn't fly. Clem can't fly at all, and Chip can't fly.
So I feel like in Starfinder flying, at least like in combats with flying enemies, it's not as big of a problem because everyone has a gun.
Correct.
Pathfinder, it's if you don't have a way to give your marshals flying, they're gonna sit on the ground and go, huh.
Yeah.
I can't.
So
I
that
can't
becomes
unload my
the
bundle
issue.
over there.
In 2nd edition for Starfinder, is jetpacks are like a 7th level item.
Yeah.
They just expect you to fly at like level 6.
Yeah.
So it's even worse.
Tech doesn't work on this world.
No, it doesn't. That's why we weren't concerned about it too much. This is a fun one. He'll get next level. He'll be getting this not when we come back, but the episode after we come back. So not 2 weeks, but 3 weeks, provided we don't have a break, because schedules are a nightmare right now.
It's that time of the year.
Yeah, everyone's doing stuff for summer. But Menacing Paul is one of the funniest feats I have ever read in my life. Because what it says is you put down your cloud array. So you have these like 15 squares of contiguous space that you occupy. There's a guy 15 squares away from you. You punch the air, your hand discorporates, appears in front of him, and you punch him in the face from 45 feet away. It is just such a funny ability. Now I did reword this recently. You can't use this ability to perform attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
Because turns out being able to blockade 15 squares with attack of opportunity is a bit strong.
Yeah, it's a little strong. I mean, like, AOO with just reach weapons is strong. AOO on a large enemy who has a 15-foot reach wielding like a long spear is so strong because like I can't get close to you. My caster can't cast a spell.
We put Trey in the room and then just kind of go, huh. It's a bit good.
It's a bit good.
One-handed reach weapon fighter. Boy, howdy.
One-handed reach weapon. That's not a whip.
Hobgoblins are broken. But yeah, it does let you flank with yourself. You were effectively granting flanking in every single square of your cloud.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Because you could punch them at any moment.
And No can do that.
Yeah, it's so funny. The other thing, this was shockingly dense. We reworked this a little bit. I reworded some stuff. I think I already copied and pasted this into the other room. But that's pretty much all he has right now, other than the bonus feats, which is AOO, Cleave. Logan has realized why Cleave is not good in 2nd edition upon trying to use it once and going, well, that sucked.
Yeah.
Cleave is a really bad feat in 2nd edition.
Yeah.
Because to use it, you have to reduce them to 0 health. Which, Cleave is like, I want to swing through a bunch of people. Too bad.
Yeah. And then you get stuck on one dude. Like, you don't cut him in half. You have to cleave through him. Cleave really loves, like, mook fights. That's what Cleave loves. And, like, I don't think we, as a streaming company, don't get enough mook fights.
Correct. That is one thing I give my Outlaws party a lot of.
Just give me, like, 15 goals.
I give my Outlaws party...
I don't care if I'm level 17 and they're level 5. I want 15 of them.
I gave them... I know none of them are watching this, so I can fully spoil this. They're going into a fancy bar that one of their enemies is going to jump them with a bunch of dudes. The dudes all have, like, the stats to fight them. I'm giving them 20 health apiece. So they're going to be able to shoot them. They're going to shoot them once, and they will die.
That's amazing. That's fun. I love it.
That's a secret. You can change the enemy's health at any point. Like, oh, that guard, that like 5th level guard for your 3rd level party. Yeah, he's got like 20 health.
Yep.
Just cause. Like, he can fully beat you into the ground.
What's your bottom tab? It says experimental.
Those are questions that we'll get to in a moment. This was one that should be down here.
First do harm.
Yeah, first do harm. I've made a lot of joke names for these just because I think they're funny. This one is he can make a nanite surge and make a medicine check against an enemy within 10 feet or within 10 feet of one of his arrays. So specifically his cloud because he can spread it out. If you succeed, you deal damage equal to, this should say Swarm Strike.
Don't look.
Well, that's for me for later. But he does damage with his his Swarm Strike action. And if he has, like, say, he has Clumsy, Enfeebled, Stupefied, Frightened, Sickened, or Persistent Bleed damage on him, if he passed the medicine check, instead, they get the condition.
Here, take this.
I'm not hurt anymore. You are.
That's amazing.
It was a neat little thing. I'm just like, you can't remove permanent effects with it, or effects that would normally be removed, such as a giant barbarian's rage instinct. You can't get rid of their clumsy and hand it to somebody else. But it's like, I wanted a way for Doc to handle conditions that wasn't the medicine feat specifically for conditions.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That one's AOO. That's the stuff he's getting at 14. This is ability concept I've been coming up with, such as a new array. So this one. I concepted this yesterday after getting home from work after a 10-hour shift. So admittedly, it's probably broken and I didn't think it through. Basically, all of his non-lethal attacks, his punching, that he does a bunch of, gets a bonus to hit, and it increases to +2 at level 15. This is specifically also to balance out, I want to make my Swarm Strike, which is my heavier hitting attack, non-lethal. Now it doesn't have the non-lethal penalty, because you're effectively getting a bonus equal to the penalty to even it out, to make it, instead of a -2, you're at a net 0. Whenever he does non-lethal damage while this array is up, an ally within 30 feet gains temp HP equal to his level for 1 round. So just every time he punches somebody, someone gets an overshield. And he can't stack it on the same person. And then if that ally begins their turn with that temp HP that he gave them, they also get the status bonus, but to all attacks. So it's, I'm doing less damage and giving my allies health to make them have an overshield and be able to hit better.
That's interesting.
It's one that I'm still concepting. I might remove the bonuses. I don't know yet.
I think the bonuses, the status bonus to your allies is really fun. I think the temp HP should probably just be like his combat. It should be like a low number.
That's where I was trying to balance it for, is I'm just like,
because even like 5 temp HP is huge sometimes.
It adds up. He also has a bunch of other ways to give temp HP that don't stack with it.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I have to make it worthwhile to use and not overwrite the other ones.
Yeah, I think the temp HP was lower because that status bonus to hit is huge. Like +1 to hit is huge.
It is.
But then again, also you have other buffers in the party that can do the same thing.
That was why I was just like, I don't know if I want to make this a status bonus, because I think that's the same bonus that Clem gives.
That's also the same
Clem,
bonus Chip gives.
Yeah, it's what the whole party gives status bonuses, because they have a essentially Starfinder's Bard equivalent before the new whatever superstar.
My favorite class.
The funniest
I
class.
love it so much.
The streamer class.
Oh man. What's up, chat? And every combat is live streaming combat. Just
that is legitimately an action you can do.
I want to do
just
it.
Live stream.
I want to be that. Corey, put me in the show. I'll be a fill-in.
That was what Tula was like designed to be on Defy the Dragon. Was like, she's supposed to be a live streaming gamer, and then they came out with the class like a year after we did that. So, the other two I have here is, I haven't solidified on this name yet. I just wanted to make a D&D joke.
D&D, got it.
Yeah, discorporate and dismantle. This is essentially just, I wanted the Nanite Man to be able to become a Grey Goo.
Yeah, you've told me about this.
Yes. And I found the second edition has the perfect spell for it. Swarm Form. It makes you a swarm, and admittedly, Swarm Form sucks.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a form spell in Pathfinder 2e. Sucks.
Yeah.
So I changed it slightly, and it uses his class DC instead of spell DC. It does the swarm thing where if you're sharing their space, you make them sickened if they fail the DC. But Swarm Form doesn't let you make attacks of any kind. It just lets you make an enemy sickened.
Yeah.
So you're not a swarm. You're a pile of distraction that can go through tight spaces. Instead, I added this today because I was thinking about it. When it's activated, if he has Expert, he can become large. Huge, it becomes Master. Colossal, if he has Legendary. 10, 15, 20, he can be bigger and bigger. while he is a swarm,
You're
he
a
can
cloud.
spend actions to punch people. That is exactly correct. He is a cloud of nanites. He can use the swarm strike action to hit people that are in his cloud all at the same time, and then his multiple attack penalty applies.
Yeah.
And he can do that multiple times a turn. So it is just like they are standing in a swarm where everyone gets hit when it moves on top of you, and then it spends actions hitting you again and again. Except he still has to roll against their AC to hit them.
Yeah.
So it's not auto damage, but it's good.
Swarm form is friendship.
Swarm form is interesting. It's a really cool spell for espionage and like getting into places, but as a combat spell, all it does is make people sick in one.
Yeah.
And it's one square. You
There's-
become no larger. So if you're a
there's-
medium creature, it's a 5-foot square of sick in one.
We've talked about it before a lot. Like, they were scared of spellcasters when they were making second edition spells.
Extremely.
And like, I get it. Like, spellcasters, if you make them too strong, make marshals feel like, what am I even doing here? Like, this wizard can do literally everything.
Yeah. And then another one that I'm thinking for 16 is basically giving him Ferris form, Full Metal Nanocyte, because haha, anime reference.
Haha. You'll love
It gives him a Ferris form. He can become large. It gies him some other changes. It uses class DC instead of spell DC. Ferris form is just a really cool spell. It's one of the only good. It's like that and Fiery Body or whatever they renamed it to, because it doesn't prevent you from doing other things.
it. Yes.
It just, you get resistance to damage. You get cooler needle darts. It's just a neat ability.
Yeah.
So. But that's pretty much what I have for Nanocyte so far. I haven't converted the whole class because that's a lot of work. I've converted specifically Doc. And that works for me, and it works for the show.
And it
That's
works
what
for
we
Logan.
need. It does work for Logan.
As long as Logan is happy.
Yes. And then we have the changelog. The changelog of 3 pages.
Give me
I give you.
mouse.
You shouldn't need the keyboard.
I shouldn't
just
need
in
the
case.
keyboard.
Just in case. You never know.
We have my biohacker. I'm actually really proud of changes. Like, I go to work, I work a retail job, and we've been slow for the past year, dreadfully so. So I just have 8 hours of dead brain time. So I think about this constantly. Like, some of these are probably written in at 4:30 in the morning.
I've done that several times with a lot of Doc's abilities.
So with Chip, I came into it with a perspective of I tried to convert as much as I could from first edition over to second edition, but then I also wanted to give it a little bit more je ne sais quoi.
Frieren is great.
I
say watch Frieren season 1 and 2.
Frieren is
Good idea.
Frieren is amazing.
Very, very good.
Frieren is one of my favorites all times.
I don't watch a lot of anime. I watch Frieren.
So I gave Chip Alchemist progression pretty much from top to bottom. Key attribute, intelligence, duh. I wanted to make him tankier because, like, in first edition he had 6, like, he had so little.
Boy,
HP.
howdy, if Chip had 6 health, he'd be in the ground right now.
So I gave
if
him,
that boy has any less health, oh my god.
I gave him 8+ con mod, and then train to perception. And you see here he starts an expert in all his saving throws. There's a secret to that. Train to medicine, 2+ intelligence modifier. He doesn't have as many. I feel like biohackers are very specialized fields, so they have various stuff. Trained in simple weapons, specifically in ejection weapons, which there's only like 1 in second edition, and unarmed attacks. And then I also gave him medium armor as well. Like, he needed to be tankier because he is a martial class at the end of the day.
Martial plot. Alchemists are trained in medium armor.
Yeah,
they're a
like
medium
I
armor
said,
class. They're
from top to bottom. I took out alchemists.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wording here. These are biohacks. We've seen them. We know them. We love them. I'm still, every day, I think about new ways to do his resource, which right now is 4+ your level, and that's the max you have. So, like, it went up from what it was.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about bumping it up and taking away the passive regen that they have right now. I really, going into this, I started with the conversion, and then I had the ideas, like, I want to make this as bookkeepy as a class as possible, because I like bookkeepy classes, and Sully likes bookkeepy classes.
If no one has ever looked at the screen when Sully was playing Chip in first edition and now, so this is about how much space that Logan has, and then Sully has all of this, and it's cards.
Yes.
And cards of everything Chip can do.
So I've settled on how he delivers his biohacks, and I'm pretty happy with how it works. It's basically you take the deliver biohack action, you make an attack roll. If you hit, you can apply a biohack. And then you can make the range strike against an ally. You immediately pass if they're within your range increment, stuff like that. Like I really want biohacks are important. I want them to go off a lot. Like they have to be applied all the time.
Making it so that within the first range increment you auto succeed is a big like hit that Paizo themselves missed with the healing ammunition. There is a reason you can never use the healing ammunition, and it is because you have to pass your allies AC to give them a bad healing potion.
And I get wordy when I'm writing down. I play Magic the Gathering, so like I go over words, and sometimes I look at a sentence I wrote and think this doesn't make any sense. So biohacks themselves I keep changing the categories of them. Like I'm trying to decide how I like them. I am designing from the bottom up. Like I have like a little bit of a framework, and then I'm going from there. Like I'm having way more fun doing it than trying to convert stuff because that just bothers me and it gives me a headache.
I like making new abilities. I don't mind the conversion of things. I've done that already. We're good. I like making the new stuff.
So biohacks, you probably have heard Sully go over and say basic biohack or standard booster or unique. She has a list of basic boosters and inhibitors that whenever she delivers a biohack for free, she can just apply one of these effects to an ally or an enemy. These are basics. They last for one round and then they're done. That's it. And it's your favorites. +1 to AC, +2 to either will, fort, or reflex, +10 status bonus to speed, or give the enemy clumsy 1, enfeebled 1, or weak 5 to your choice of the energy damage. She can spend one of her resources to make it into a standard, which then the duration is a number of rounds equal to her intelligence modifier. And then unique boosters always require a resource. They always last the intelligence rounds, but they're tied to field of study. The only way to get a unique booster is through a field of study, and they're usually more flavorful and more fun.
Yeah. And fields of study are the equivalency of like the rogues, rackets, and Nanocyte's faculties.
We've had a lot of discussion about the terminate abilities, and this just happened like 4th of July, putting it into the normal class progression. Terminate is a Colby original. I really liked the idea of playing around with how long an effect lasts on someone. And the original idea was if I pop a terminate ability earlier in its duration, the bigger the effect's going to be because I'm not getting the full duration of my original effect. Sully floated the idea of making it have a bigger effect the longer it's lasted. So that's where we're at now. And like a base is like health pop. You see our little chart down here. If it's only lasted for 1 to 2 rounds, you get 1d8 plus your level. If it lasted more than 6 rounds, you get 98 plus triple your level of health back when you decide to use 2 actions to pop a booster.
Which does pretty much scale almost close to exactly like heal.
Yes.
Because a flat 8 per level of the spell is pretty close to 1, 2, 3 times your level.
And then just for me personally balancing, because like I'm going through this as the lens of like I'm designing this class to be given to people, like other people who are not just solid to play. He's personalizing it a lot for Logan. I'm kind of making broader strokes, and then I'm kind of following along with what Sully wants between those strokes. So like I'll do stuff like target becomes immune to this effect until daily preparations. At 6th level, immune for 1 hour. 18th level, does not become immune. It doesn't matter because she's already past 6th level.
Yeah.
So like
that was a lot of what the designs with Nanocyte was. It's just like I'm designing this for a 14th level, but I can make it so that it's available at lower levels. Like how you get he was 13 when we did the rebuild, and he gets his second faculty at 9.
Yeah.
They just had to scale it properly.
Field of studies they represent like your specific like things that interest you. Sully's currently is efficiency, and I forget what the other one is. Efficiency is my favorite one so far. She gets one at first level, and she gets more later, and it's still a big work in progress for me. And then her progression is typical fare. But then I thought this needs to go away. That needs to be deleted. To the changelog. I decided...
If you highlight and delete it now, it's just going to put a little note on there so you remind yourself later.
It's fine. I'll remember it later. I decided, instead of doing the alchemist progression for saving throws, I wanted the monk's progression for saving throws.
I love monk.
I feel like being able to choose how your saving throws progress feels very genetic manipulation-y. Like, that's how biohackers are described. We're doing all these genetic manipulations. So genetic reinforcement down to true genetic reinforcement down to perfect genetic reinforcement. So it's literally just monk saving throw.
Choose your favorite, and then it gets better, and then choose your second favorite, and it gets better.
I have Spark of Ingenuity, which is a mess. Basically, it says what it does in the first edition allows you to combine 2 into 1. You spend the same amount of I think you spend 2 extra resources to do it because it's a really strong ability.
Yep.
But then everything after that is butter. Our meats and potatoes come into the feeds and fields of study, which mine are separated out. Anesthesiology. So I went through and I completely rebuilt the 2 fields of study that she had first, efficiency and anesthesiology. And I wanted them to have a unique booster, a unique inhibitor. I wanted the breakthroughs to be super duper cool, and like really big flashy once per day effects. But then I also gave them passive abilities too. This one comes up a lot. Every time I watch her stream, she never forgets the temp HP.
Yep.
It's not a lot, but it helps.
And it's just the exact same as every time Stoke the Heart, get your temp HP.
Yeah. Six less damage is 6 less damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then like unique booster, target gains resistance to physical damage equal to your intelligence modifier.
Yep. Resistance all 5 is great.
Yep. Pick a damage type. Reduces character's resistance to that damage type to half your level. Up to half your level. No saves, so it's just a thing you just pop on someone.
Yeah.
And then her breakthrough once per day for 2 actions.
Well, the save on that is, did they save against the booster effect or get hit?
Did they get hit?
Yeah.
Most of my boosters or inhibitors don't have saving throws, so like they're kind of.
She's a hit them with the bomb.
Yeah,
range.
I have to hit them with I have to shoot them. She does a good job at it. The breakthrough for this one is 2 actions once per day, 1 willing target for 1 minute. They gain damage reduction equal to your intelligence modifier plus half your level to all damage.
Yep.
This stacks with any current resistances the target may have, but then the target also becomes sick and 1 for the duration of the effect. So they just get numb. They get a little numb. And I think that's very flavorful and fun.
Yep.
Efficiency, it's Spark of Ingenuity. It's more Spark of Ingenuity. I don't know how it works.
I do have to point out something. Scroll up a little bit there, back to that breakthrough. The fact that it is worded as they can choose to remove the sickened, but then they lose the condition rather than you can't remove this condition is such a better option than every time Paizo does it, of just like, you get this effect that your ally gave you and you can't choose to end it.
Yeah. I had Stitch in my brain. This plays nicer.
Yeah, it does. It absolutely does.
So like that's how a lot of my like it needs to play nice with others.
Yep.
It's also a willing creature too. So like
they have to take it, but it's one of those just like, okay, I don't think I need the resistance anymore. I'm gonna roll to not have my attacks be lower because I want to hit this guy rather than not take damage.
And then efficiency is all about being as efficient as possible with your stuff. So the booster is quickened. Sometimes I think it's a little strong because it's better than regular haste, but it's also just 1 target. It costs a resource. It's 1 target gets it. So if she wants to put it on the whole team, she has to shoot everybody in the team.
Standard haste is stride, strike, step.
It's stride or strike, no step.
Oh, right. They took step out.
Yep. The inhibitor, I think it is such a simple, like 8-sentence word, or 8-word sentence, cannot perform the same action twice in a row.
Yep. How many enemies do you get walking up to you and punching you in the face 3 times in a row and then you hit the ground?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah, Corey does a really good job with his boss fights and a lot of his encounters where his enemies are doing a bunch of different stuff.
Yep.
But sometimes when you just have that one guy who's throwing fists, this will help Aster a lot more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And the breakthrough, I got to see her play one time, and I love this breakthrough so much. It's a free action once per day. The trigger is whenever she uses a terminate action. Whenever you terminate a booster inhibitor with the triggering action, you may apply the effects as if the booster inhibitor has been activated for its maximum duration.
So you can get that big heal off
And
without
then-
having to wait.
And then after resolving the effect, you immediately reapply the terminated booster back to its original, like what it was at when you
Started
did it.
round 1.
Yeah. So like it allows her to do one huge this is dire immediately. And I think I saw her do it in one turn, and she did like she did a lot in that one turn. It was really cool. And then I am working on, they're not important. I want to add in the tertiary. I want to like play with how these things work. So I'm adding in more ideas me and SULLY are coming up with for other fields of study.
Yeah. That's going to be something that I have to talk with Logan with, because he will eventually get a third faculty, but it hasn't come up yet for Doc, so he hasn't even thought about it.
Yeah, so like SULLY said virology or pharmaceuticals, and I had an idea like undeath, because that's just a standard kit and fare.
Undeath for Biohacker would absolutely be like Frankenstein to your stuff.
Yes.
Just like reanimating enemies as corpses to fight for you and things.
So like we have a little bit here and there, like a passive for virology. Whenever you standard inhibitor ends, you can apply a basic version of that inhibitor to all other enemies within 10 feet of the guy who had it first, so it spreads.
Yep.
Or a virus that gives a target sickened 1, and if they spend an action to get rid of it, all their allies that are close to them also get sickened 1. Pharmaceuticals I like a lot. Delayed booster at the start of your day, you can give your friends some pills, and then at any point as a free action you go, hey, you have this booster on you now.
That's like the I wish it was a better feat. It is a occultism skill feat that at the start of the day you give someone a bonus to a save.
Yes.
And then it's just the first time they make that save they have to use it.
Yeah. So like
I really like that feat. I don't like the fact that it forces you to use it.
So that's that. I think that's really cool because like that frees up action economy too.
Yep.
So and then as a booster, it would apply whenever the booster ends. It does nothing. It does nothing while it's active, but whenever it ends, the creature it was on gains temp HP. But then also when deciding how many rounds the booster was active, you double the number. So it lasted 5 rounds. Well, count it as 10.
Yep.
So it's really big for terminate abilities, and that's a combo I thought of. And then it's death. I have no idea. I wrote this down really fast. Oh no, it's 1 minute creature. It's cheat death is what it is.
And they get doomed. And it's ferocity, but you always get the temp HP, and you're constantly stacking your doomed up.
Yeah. So that's funny. That's a breakthrough. So it's once per day.
Yeah.
That's it. The breakthrough. The field of study really, in my opinion, have to be flavorful. And like that's why there's not a lot on these guys down here, because like I can't think of anything I like that fits the flavor.
Yeah.
So like they have to be like sparky and flavorful. Here is the only other page that matters, because the rest of it is just
Ignore this page.
Ignore this page. That's my workshop page. All the feats which I have leveled. I kind of tried to find similar stuff somewhere else, or like adjust it to where it works. Some of these are simple, like biochemical field dressing. You immediately gain battle medicine. She doesn't have a micro lab anymore. That's something I have to go through and edit. I took out the micro lab. I took out the bardic knowledge proxy.
Yep.
I didn't like them. They just didn't feel like they fit the class. But
Undeath chocolate or mint flavored.
It's mint, actually, surprisingly.
Once you get the terminate, it becomes chocolate and mint. You get the combo.
Chocolate. Yeah. So it's just better. It allows her to shoot. It's like your docs. I love how we have like the same ideas without communicating them.
The funniest part was just like, oh, I have this ability. That's exactly a thing Doc can do, except in a different way.
Yeah. She can shoot a battle medicine at someone. Yep. And get a +2 bonus. If she's next to them instead of shooting them, she gets a +2 to the check. Cellular reconstruction.
Her and Doc both can range battle medicine. Her and Doc both can multiple battle medicine. Her and Doc can both give temp HP and fast healing.
So before I did this whole thing, I hardly had a chance to watch any secrets. So I didn't actually know how Chip worked. I had what they told me. Oh, Chip applies biohacks, and he's kind of a healer. But Doc came in, so he doesn't do that as much anymore. Cellular reconstruction gives fast healing. Then they become immune for an hour. It's fast healing to your level. So it just scales natively with no extra numbers.
Yep.
Simple, easy. There's an inhibitor attached to it. These are boosters and inhibitors. They're basics. Gains resistance to healing equal to your level, which kind of fun.
Doesn't come up a ton, but when it does, it's always funny.
Yeah. Same way Bambi and Hari are the same character,
again,
totally different.
Neither of them spoke to each other about making those characters. They both explode with fire and are emotionally unstable.
This right here, if Gary's still in here, this was Gary's idea. He suggested something like Thaumaturge's ability to make a weakness for an enemy.
Yeah.
So I made a weaker version, which is manufactured weakness.
Which is one of the things that Sully constantly uses.
Yes, it's just decently good. I gotta change out some wording, but I gotta go through and find all my wording
I have tons
changes.
of wording I have to change in Biohacker.
But it does basically what Thaumaturge does, just a little bit weaker.
Yeah.
It's a little bit harder of a save, I think. But it's the same thing, and it's useful for Chip because he's not a normal marshal, so he doesn't get like Rogue has sneak attack, Rangers have Ranger flurry, Swashbucklers have their panache. Like standard marshals have some. If they're not a fighter, they have something else on top of like their expert proficiencies or their master proficiencies that make them stand out.
Yeah.
Fighters' thing is I'm legendary in fighting.
The way you've designed the fields of study for how the boosters and things work, it does very much fit the what people want Poison or Alchemist to be. Because there's really only one way to play Poison or Alchemist, and it's not fun.
Yeah.
You have to use a blowpipe, you have to take certain feats, there's not options. It's like if you want to be a Poison or Alchemist and debuff enemies, you have to use these things. This just feels like what everyone wants that to be.
Yeah.
Because I want to debuff enemies, I want to do damage over time effects, I want to make them make saves against things, I want to hit them with a poison and have it do things in addition and have actually stuff happen rather than you blow a blowpipe at them for 1 damage and then they maybe make a save and they probably pass.
Yeah. This is one of the things I converted. This is one of the first things I put into this document was her passive damage over time from all her inhibitors, which I wanted to it's gone through a few iterations. Right now,
it was acid damage at one point.
Yeah, it was just straight up acid damage because the idea was it gives a passive to all your inhibitors.
Yep.
Where they just take persistent acid damage. And then you could you can make it into a regular inhibitor where it does more acid damage. But I found out I don't like that. Because I had it as persistent damage and it kind of feels it's just discontinuous, whatever the word is, where it feels very disjointed.
Yeah.
Where you have an inhibitor that applies persistent damage, so they can just fall off the persistent damage, and it's not really inhibitor. Yeah. So the passive stage where it's acid damage equal to your intelligence modifier, which is really low. It's it's not a high number.
It's basically a plus. It's basically weapon spec.
Yeah, which at level 4, that's probably really strong. That's 4 persistent acid damage every turn. That can kill some things after a few turns, but whatever.
Flat persistent damage that's not a die is really strong.
Yeah. But then as an inhibitor, now it does void damage. It's 1d4 level 8 every 4 levels. Every 4 levels it increases by 1d4. So it's not a lot, but it is persistent damage that's not persistent damage. It doesn't fall off. And it's void damage, which most things aren't immune to.
Well, they aren't. They are right now in secrets, because, spoiler alert, all robots are immune to void damage because they don't have life.
That's fun.
And it's happened so often where Corey's just yeah, sure, it takes the void damage, because you haven't passed the knowledge check to know it's immune to that.
That's fun. And a lot of these are me ideas, and I'm really proud of all my ideas. I have good ideas sometimes. Remote recode.
Good ideas a lot of the time.
Remote recode. Free switch. I think I saw her use it the last episode where she
uses remote fairly often.
And
yes.
I was this is really good because it just makes you more versatile, and versatility is also one of my favorite things. I like being able to go on the fly.
Yep.
I don't think uses microtracker. I don't think she has it. It allows her
I think that was one of the ones we were like, oh, I have one too many feats, and that was the one she dropped.
Micro Tracker allows her to ignore the consult condition on anything that has the inhibitors in them. It's like she's able to track the genetic sequencing through shenanigans, space things.
Her gun locks onto them.
These are the delayed compounds, and their namings are my favorite. Delayed compound D0837R, do better. To terminate ability as a reaction, she can end a booster effect on an ally who fails. End a booster on an ally who fails an attack. Lets them reroll. And depending on how long it's lasted, they get a bonus to the reroll. So if the booster had been on them for 6 or more turns, plus 4 bonus to the reroll.
Yeah. Plus 4 bonuses are insane to gain.
Yeah, and that's a long time you have to wait for it.
Yeah.
Emergency compound P4TB, which was the first one I wrote down, pull from the brink. It's pull from the brink. It's from the brink.
Yep.
Except as a reaction. And I think once per day. Immune to this ability until your next daily reparations.
Yep. It's a slightly smaller heal, but then it's a once a day.
It prevents them from dying. They do not become wounded or increase the wounded condition.
Yep.
So it's a once per day stop.
The funniest thing about dying in 2nd edition was shown off with Fire Kineticist, in that their self-immolation, reborn as a phoenix thing. Dying removes all conditions from you.
Yeah.
So it's actively a good thing to die sometimes if you have a bunch of debuffs and get picked back up.
Oh, that's funny. Genetic Override is increase the duration of your basics by 1 round, so they last 2 rounds instead of 1 round, because they can still be terminated. It's just some bonus little shenaniganry. Delayed compound TH12K, think twice. It allows her to give a circumstance bonus to AC to an ally who gets hit. Stop that. Don't hit them.
Riley has a similar ability where she just basically gives someone else nimble dodge, and it's a bunch of classes have that where it's like, if this would matter, they get it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it doesn't trigger.
Yeah. So before damage is rolled for the hit. So the trigger is specific. A creature under effect is hit by an attack. So they have to be hit.
Yep.
Before damage is rolled, you would apply it, and if it changes the result of the hit. So like if you don't know the math, but you should know these are your allies. Hey, does a 36 hit you? Oh yeah, my AC is 35. I'm gonna trigger this.
At 35 or 37 now, it doesn't hit.
Yeah. So it's good. I like it. It's simple. It gets the job done.
Those feats are heavily underrated.
Yeah. Because what's better than DR? Not getting hit.
Mm-hmm. As it turns out, not getting hit is damage reduction the whole damage.
You can hand them an antidote. For I think the poisoner stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Trishik. Trishik.
We always love handing people not poison.
Basic concoction. Instead of adding 1 round to the duration of genetic override. So instead of adding the extra round from genetic overrides,
instead of lasting 2 rounds, apply 2 of them at once.
Yeah, you would apply 2 of them at once to a target. So,
and they're both considered 1 effect for feats and abilities.
Yeah, so that's also just more versatility. Hey, you're getting +1 to AC and +1 to hit.
Yep.
Delayed compound ACH331, Achilles heel. It's a terminate triggered off a inhibitor. Someone getting hit. You've seen Sully use it a lot. It's just extra damage.
Yep.
And the longer it lasts, like all of them, if it lasts for more than 5 rounds, they're off guard until the start of your next turn. This one's gone through a lot of iterations. At one point, it was immediately bumped the attack up to a critical at max at its highest. Which, if we're doing it terminate now this way, I might bring that back. Because if you've had an inhibitor on a guy for 6 rounds,
yeah, rewarding the setup is good. Guaranteeing a crit is always going to be questionable for balance, only because if people know, hey, next turn this is going to trigger, buff this dude to hell.
Yeah, that's fair. So that's what this is, because it also triggers off an enemy being hit.
Yeah.
You're the enemy with the inhibitor on being hit. So, but it's just a good extra damage. We love extra damage in our role playing games.
Everyone loves big hit.
Big hit feels so good when you deal 5d6 extra precision damage, and then another whatever. Yeah, this feels good.
What do you mean a giant barbarian gets a flat plus 32 damage modifier? What? That's illegal.
And then level 12, a lot of these, I'm trying to get 2 feats per level, so Sully has options. I want to give my friend options when she levels up. And I'm sure Corey has already said if you want to switch stuff around and play with other feats, you can. I'm sure she's more.
Both of their classes are fully just like, if something's not working or you just like haven't used it, we can change it.
Yeah, because I've texted Corey and he's like, if you want to give it to her right now, like in the middle of their little chasing they're going through, like I thought of an idea, and he's like, if you want to go ahead, whatever's on that sheet is canon. So
yep.
Overstock distribution. At the beginning of each of your turns, you may apply the effects of one basic booster to yourself or an ally within 15 feet. So it's just free, one round, whatever. They're very weak effects, but +1 to AC matters.
Getting the caster plus 10-foot bonus movement speed is always nice.
Biochemical. So now we're getting into the new stuff for when they start leveling up, which I haven't gone past level 14 really. Biochemical reactor. At the beginning of each of your turns, you gain an additional reaction that can only be used for biohacker reactions. So all the terminate abilities. Sully love terminate abilities.
That is probably one I'll be giving to Doc also, but it's only going to be for his faculty abilities.
I'm half tempted to rework some stuff and just make this a class feature.
I think only fighters get it as a class feature.
So
it's only for their attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I know champions get a bunch of options for extra reactions.
That's where I looked through. I looked at champion reaction stuff. And then supercharged half-life, which is a heck of a confusing thing.
That sounds like a Valve mod.
Yeah, it does. When you spend a versatile base to apply a standard biohack, you may choose to spend an additional versatile base. So you spend 2 instead of 1. If you do, the biohack lasts a number of rounds equal to half its normal duration. But you double the status, penalty, or bonus. So, or any single numerical value of the effect. So the status, penalty, or bonus.
I'm going to make this D12 into a D24 and break math.
Yeah, right. So it'd be like, instead of +1 to AC for 6 rounds, it's +2 to AC for 3 rounds. Or instead of +10 for 6 rounds, it's +20 for 3 rounds.
Yep.
For an extra resource, it's just a cool little. I need the benefits immediately. Like,
yeah,
we gotta get out of here.
You gotta be careful with that one. There's a Barbarians Plus mod on Pathfinder Infinite that has a Barbarian feat available for all Barbarians, which is insanely broken to a point that we used it for one combat when I went to the GM, this is unfair. I'm killing shit too quickly because it doubles your rage damage bonus and you half the duration of your rage. So for 5 rounds, I had like plus 56 to damage.
That's amazing.
So it's just like, if I swing on someone, they're dying.
That's beautiful.
And it doesn't work with the math.
Luckily, none of the numbers are super big.
No, thankfully your numbers are most like 1, 2, or that's really about it, or 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Unless she expends it on like a big thing.
And then the one level 16 whip. Work in progress. This happened at like 6 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock at night. Couldn't tell you when. I really like Scared to Death as a feat, and I really want to give Sully Scared to Death.
Chip getting Scared to Death if Aster doesn't ever take it is the funniest thing.
So it will be it's one of the first inhibitors of design that has a different effect depending on how long it lasts. It is an inhibitor. So for the first 3 rounds, they get frightened 1 at the beginning of their turn. For the next 2 rounds, they get frightened 2 at the beginning of the turn. For the next round, they get frightened 3, and if it lasts till round 7, they have to make a will saving throw. If they critically fail, they die. If they fail, they become frightened 5. If they succeed, they become frightened 3. So it's the same effects as round 6.
Trying to remember the spell name. I thought it was Impending Doom, but it's not. It was one Melisson cast on somebody during the boss fight.
It was me.
Because I think the one she cast on you was Impending Doom.
Yes, it was. Because if I would have died to piercing damage, I would have died. MD almost died a lot. like behind the scenes, he came close to death a lot.
Yeah.
There were sessions before sessions with AJ. Hey, just so you know, there's a high risk of MD dying today. I'm like, great, thanks.
He said that to you so many times.
Yeah, and then the one time I got confident, he didn't.
Surely
tell me.
I won't die to this, and
He didn't warn me. He didn't warn any of us.
That was the combat. He's just like, I don't know if this is a red card, and I just looked at him and just went, "Are you sure?"
I couldn't touch it. I couldn't deal damage to it.
Yeah. That's why when he showed me the stat block, I'm like, you're saying this is a yellow card. Precision damage. Two of the party members can't do damage.
Yeah, that's what I have. It's very a lot of it is homebrewed. Like, it is not converted over. Some of them, like, Pull from the Brink came from over. The decomposing compound came over. Biochemical field dressing is her field dressing feat from first edition.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how I changed it, but I did bring it back over.
That's a lot of the stuff for Nanocyte I was able to convert over, but there was a lot in there. It's just like, this does not physically work in second edition.
When I was going through, because I read a lot of, like, I got a packet of like 20 pages of Chip's character sheet, and I looked at the first 2 pages and said, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I could not be bothered.
Yep.
I read through some of the stuff he does. Like, this sounds really cool. It doesn't do anything. It's so boring. So, like, even like the biohacks themselves, like, there was like 1 or 2 that, always use those, don't use anything else.
Yep.
So
that was a big issue we had with first edition Chip also, was there's not clarification on a lot of things. So it was like, I don't know if these field of study things combine because they don't say they don't, but nowhere does it say you can do, like, you can specifically use these also. There's just, it's rules clarifications that weren't there that now we don't have, because it's just, they are these types. This is what you can use them for with your rebuild. It just makes things a lot more clear on what you can and can't do.
I have, and then my extra pages, just because I am an organizational freak, unless I'm playing Minecraft. I have to have pages on pages and pages of stuff to write down different ideas or to workshop stuff. So, like, if I had an idea for a biohack, like a heroism architect, something that does heroism, I wrote it down. That was months ago. 10 HP, immune to 10 minutes. Not great. There's better stuff. That'd probably be next off of it. And then whatever this is, that's a monster. And so I don't even think it's a booster idea. I think it's supposed to be under feats or feat ideas.
That one would definitely be redone, because treat, drugs, or poison would be the same as the treat conditions that already exist for the medicine feat, and that already gives a bonus to saves.
Yeah, I think this is...
that reads like very old 4 a.m. thought processes.
Or either that, or I copied it from somewhere, because it is in quotations, and that usually means I copied it from somewhere. I put stuff in quotations a lot.
I don't have a ton on the Nanocyte page. Where a lot of my notes and ideas is Discord messages to Logan that are just like, does this sound like a fun idea to you?
And then terminology, I just put terminate down here because I needed to put it somewhere to see, and I was gonna toy around with the opposite of terminate, but then we just decided all of it's terminate. Ignore this page. Just ignore all of this.
Ignore all 3 pages.
This is Biohackers. I copy and paste stuff over here before I make changes in the actual progression, because there's a lot of words here and I don't want to mess up what I've already written down. So I do it over here and reword it until I'm happy with it, and then I copy paste it back over. And then just other stuff I've taken out. Custom microlab doesn't exist in the game anymore. It's gone. Kaput. Rest in peace. Hated it. And then potential changes.
Remove microlab. Done.
Remove biohacker lord. Done. Add custom biohacks. Not happening. The idea was, one of the ideas I floated earlier was that I would, like, it'd be like, you have your biohack. Lasts for 1 round. You get +1 to AC. When I spin versatile bases, I can apply upgrades to that, like bump the number by 1, add 3 rounds to it.
Yep.
Or add 3 rounds twice, so it lasts for 6 rounds. Like, I love bookkeeping. I love versatility. I love customizing. That felt like a video game. And like I would really like to bring it back.
But you don't like D&D 4th edition?
I would really like to bring it back, but like I can't think of enough like upgrades or individual things that make it worth it. That's why the supercharged Half-Life came into play, because that was like, this is at least a compromise on my part.
Yeah.
Rework Fields of Study, working on it. Add a healing terminate feat, did it. Health pop. Make most unique biohack scowl duration.
We kind of are doing that because we're making that how terminate works now.
Yeah, so like that some of the unique ones have better ideas in scaling, like can't take the same action twice. That doesn't need to scale, that's just good.
Yep.
Streamline biohack rules and verbiage. Worked on it. Still needs to be streamlined. Add a new tag for ability to scale how long. That doesn't have to happen anymore. That's already been done. So like that's just my thought processing. I have on my phone, I wish you could see it, I have a notes app that I draw on at work. And I think there are some biohack stuff in there too. There's a lot of stuff. I am going crazy because I probably have ADHD, and my mood and my determination to do this waxes and wanes with the moon. So like, yeah, there it is. I'm scribbling. Can't read it. That's gibberish.
I mean, I can. That's better than my handwriting in most cases.
Yeah, and it's on a phone with this.
The reason I type.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's it. That's how we do it, and we're gonna get more done. My goal for Chip by the end of this is to have 4 feats per level, like a normal class.
That's where I want to get eventually.
I really want him to be a full-fledged class. I wanted to have 5 fields of study. The idea is that you'll have a primary, secondary, tertiary field of study, and you'll get varying degrees of benefits for each field of study, depending on which one it is.
Chip, you can do that with very easily because Chip is a biohacker. Nanocyte is weird because it's a build-your-own class.
Yeah.
Because you can go the route of making your weapons, you can go the route of using the nanite swarm, you can go the route of like what Logan's doing where you go, I'm going to punch people and also use my nanocytes to heal.
That's how I really feel biohackers should be as well. Because like,
I think that mostly comes down to field of study. That's where it feels like Alchemist is like you have your base class, you are making things and using them, and that's your class. But then how you are making those things and what they do have very different results.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't know how Mutagen Alchemist is supposed to work other than being an NPC. Because you then don't have bombs that work or poisons that work, and you don't have healing potions to hand out. You have potions that actively give your party negatives.
Yeah. My goal by the end of this, probably by the end of Secrets or closer to the end of Secrets, is to have this fully fleshed out in a document that I can hand to Corey or Sully or AJ, and they go, let's go into the Patreon. Don't hold me to that. I can't promise you that. My attention span wanes real fast. I lose motivation like a gas tank with a hole in it.
Me, every time I think about how much I don't like Pathfinder 2nd Edition Wizard and want to remake it from the ground up.
Yeah, so like, but this is what we have, and I'm really proud of it. It has some kinks to work out. I need to sit down. I need to kidnap Sully. You heard me here on stream live.
They're getting married, and then we're going to kidnap her.
I gotta kidnap her, bring her to the studio, sit her down, and go, tell me everything I need to know. Because it's like, it bothers me, and I want to make sure she's having fun with her class, because like it's important to me that, because like we're building this, like as individuals, we're building this for specific people. And it's a lot of fun. And if you've never built the class for a friend, I recommend you try it. It's interesting. Don't build a class for yourself, because you'll just give yourself the most heinous broken stuff in the world.
Or you'll do the thing that I did where I'm just like, I feel like this is broken, and your character just stops working.
Yeah. And then just as a last note for me, while we're doing this, I want to make sure, my biggest fear is that Chip or Doc outshine the other 3 members at the table because they're playing with core rules. And homebrew, for better or for worse, sometimes tends to outshine everything else because it has main character syndrome real bad.
It's very much, this is being purpose-built for you rather than a class that just exists in the world.
Yeah, so that's the main hurdle. And as long as like Riley or Marcus or Gary aren't saying, hey, I think Doc and Chip are way too strong compared to us, we're doing pretty good. And that's all we can say. And as long as Corey isn't, hey, I can't deal with this.
Yeah, Corey has not pushed back on anything that wasn't like, this is mechanically broken.
Yeah. He mentioned one thing to me at the very beginning of it, and then it has not come up since, and I made changes to it, but not a lot. So
yeah.
And you'll never know what it is. It's a secret.
Between stars.
Ah.
You on Corey, because you're both stars.
We're stars.
Yeah.
Light of our eyes. That's all I got.
Yeah, I don't have much else for Doc. If we have a couple minutes here for questions, if anyone has any besides Asane.
Asane can ask all the questions.
Asane can ask as many questions as he wants also. I was just looking at time. And yeah, we can probably, if we've got any questions about classes or such, we can probably pull those up. I'm going to quickly swap us back here. If I can find where my mouse is hiding.
Oh, man. I keep saying it. I really, really, really want to play an obedience champion so bad. It is my favorite flavor of champion. I love the man that you walk up to, hit him, and go, how dare you? Who are you to strike me?
Obedience Caden Kalian champion. Just, bro, what? What the hell, bro? Dude, do you need a drink? You want to talk about it, man?
God, I love the idea that they're not unholy. They're not evil inherently. They're hard to play, like, as a good guy, but, like, you can come off. You can do it. It's a guy who just has kingly delusions. Like, who's his god? I don't know. We'll figure that out. That's why one of my biggest issues with, like, champions and, like, clerics, those two specifically, is, like, being tied to a deity. Like, I like the deities, and I don't hate being tied to a deity, but sometimes it feels very restrictive. And that's kind of the point.
That, with deities, I think heavily depends on your DM and the world you're playing in.
Yeah.
Because, canonically, Pathfinder-wise, the deities show up.
Yes, they're real people.
They're around and doing things.
Yes, and there's so many. And it's also, like, really, at the end of the day, if you can't find the deity that fits your idea for your character, hey, here's a great thing. It's all made up. You can sit down and, hey, none of these deities that are listed that we have access to, I jive with. Can you and I make a new deity? And your DM either goes, no, or they go, hell yeah. And then you sit down, and all you have to do is, here's a name, they're holy, their healing font, their divine skill is athletics. Here's, like, 3 spells they have.
Here's their
You're not a
domains
cleric, so, like, some of this information doesn't actually matter.
Yes.
So,
unless you're taking this specific champion feat at level 1 where you get their domain spell, it won't matter.
Yeah. Are you doing that? No? Cool.
Cool. We don't need to worry about it.
Yeah. And here's your Athema. Here's your Athemas, and your tenants. Like, easy. Done.
That's the one thing that is missing from a couple of the, like, lesser deities. There's a bunch of deities if you go to Archives of Nethys where they're just like, yeah, this is a guy that exists, this is his name, and this is his buffs. There's no information about him.
Yeah.
He was mentioned casually once in this source book, and now he canonically exists. But there's not a single sentence of lore. It's just like, this is the Clipoth Lord of Pain.
I'm also, like, way back, I think it was in book 3. Might have been into book 2, started book 3. I normally...
Which book of what?
Aeons.
Okay.
Normally, when I'm playing, I have fun, like, what's a new character idea that I can introduce, and how would I introduce them story-wise to this part? And Aeons is a story where you can really get away with playing less than good characters. Because, like, our party isn't necessarily good guys.
There's a reason you were in an asylum, and it doesn't have to be you were crazy.
Yeah. So, like, I really wanted to play, like, a cleric of Urgathoa who was actually just insane. Like, the full-blown, like, yeah. Like, oh, when they rock up to this person, when they first meet them, they're doing the ablutions in the morning of just gorging themselves on so much food, and then they look at Cammy in the eye, take a piece of rotting flesh, and just pop it in their mouth. And then they sit there, and they look. And they just don't throw up. Like, oh, good, I'm blessed today. That's great.
I briefly did a Aeon's campaign that, because of scheduling, fell apart after like the first book. I was playing a mute bard who was a changeling in first edition when it was like, you are the daughter of a hag.
Yeah.
She was a mute bard in the party who, when they woke up in the asylum, her throat just had scars all over it. And they discovered, as, you know, they found out who they were in the asylum and aftermath and everything, she did that to herself because she went crazy hearing someone's voice who was better than her at singing. So she ripped out her own throat and got hospitalized, and when she got out, she found that person and killed them, and that's why they were in the asylum.
Yeah,
because she was getting the hag-like jealousy and madness.
Yeah, that makes sense. See, MD, pretty good guy. I'm just gonna say Brick, before Thrushmore, pretty swell dude. He had friends. He was a leader of a tribe. They all respected him. He came to Thrushmore. He got an attitude problem. He had anger issues. I don't know if that's the madness. I don't know if that's the thing in the lake.
Well, like in orc culture, that's just called being an orc. And then the little humies show up and they get an attitude and you punch them in the head and they fall over and then they stop moving.
Weak. I have a lot about MD. Like, MD has occupied my mind for the past 3 years. And
will continue to for the next
3 years.
X amount of time.
I will never stop thinking about MD. Aeons is great.
Aeons is fun.
Aeons is amazing.
And we have to figure out what we're doing out next because we're soon ending book 5 and then we're going to be on book 6.
It's ending. It's coming to a close. We're getting really close. Like, we're at the 11th hour.
I would not, at a guess, I would say we probably aren't finishing Aeons this year.
No. There's no way.
I would say Q1 towards the end of next year, maybe.
Yeah.
Like March, April.
But we're also not in a big... We, as a group of players at the table, we're not in a big hurry.
We're not in a hurry, and we're not stuck on the 12-episode, get the whole first book of it campaign done.
Like, we have our sessions where we don't really get anything accomplished, but we have a lot of really good RP.
RP sessions are great.
They are amazing.
Do more RP and less combat in your games. Unless your players, really like combat and don't care about
combat.
the RP.
I love combat.
I like a good balance.
I like a good balance. I like a little bit of RP. RP session every now and then is fun because sometimes we just have full combat episodes. Boss fights. Like, boss fights are normally a lot of fun if they're balanced right. The Dahak fight at the end of...
The Dahak fight was great.
AJ worked hard on that.
The Dahak fight was great, and with AJ's input was made better because base Dahak is... You fight him in a room. That's it.
Yeah. I'm curious to know what is going to come after Aeons. I don't know if AJ's thought about it any.
I'm sure he's had ideas. I mean, we've had casual mentions of his homebrew world.
Yeah.
Of like low magic, like discovery of magic, intro kind of stuff.
Yeah. I wouldn't be upset if he decided he wanted to run Curse of the Crimson Throne.
We could do Crimson Throne.
He got me hooked. He
really wants to do Frozen Flame. Because Frozen Flame was really good.
Yeah, we did the one book.
Yep.
And I played Anka and missed out on being level 1.
That's how you survive as a cleric.
Oh man, it was so good. I love
Cloistered
Anka.
Cleric, level 1. I'm just not going to be here, guys.
When I was designing Anka, like visually, I was like, tieflings can look however I want. They're not just like purple, red skinned with horns. Like they look however I want. Like, I want her to look almost normal. Like, so.
And now you just get to be a seraphim, so you just get to pick whichever side of heaven or hell you want to be.
Curse of Crimson or Frozen Flame would be fun. Curse of Crimson Throne would be really cool.
Bloodlords is interesting because it's an interesting campaign because it's sold to you as like you are undead, but the way it works out is weird because you're undead, but you're the good guys. And Bloodlords is a weird campaign, but it's also super interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. I just wish Paizo would invest more in writing full adventure paths again. I love the 1 to 20. I am addicted to the 1 to 20 because it's just, to me, I like low levels when I get to be level 20.
Yeah.
Like, the
build up is great.
And like levels like 8 through 12, I don't really care about that much. Like, they're like, yeah, it's whatever. But like being level 1 and going like, this is, what are we gonna do, guys? I'm out of healing spells.
I have 2 spells a day, and
Level
I've
20
used
go.
one of them.
Level 20, I go, I cast Finger of God. Just
Death. I cast Cataclysm, the funniest spell in 2nd edition. That's a lie. Druids can turn people into crabs now. I cast Advanced Evolution. You're a crab.
Oh, things go to crab. But
Gatewalkers is an interesting campaign because the first book is super neat up to a point. Because the way it's sold to you is like you are X-Files equivalent.
oh yeah.
And it immediately goes away after book 1 and feels really weird.
Aren't there 2 new books they just released? One's level 1 to 10, the other one's like 11 to 20.
They do that a lot now.
But these 2 are like the same. They can be ran together.
Yeah, they did that with a lot with Abomination Vaults was released at the same time as Fist of the Ruby Phoenix, and there's a tie-in.
Yeah.
So you can take your Abomination Vaults characters that end at 11 and go to Fist of the Ruby Phoenix.
I don't hate that entirely. I do just like I love like this one that feels like it'd be more if you can tie it to more because all happens in Cheliax. It's the Cheliax thing, like the queen ascending to demonhood or whatever.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler. Hey, by the way, Tiger spoilers.
Spoiler alert, it's a giant post on the front of Archives of Nethys that, hey, she's a god now.
But like, because like the first one is like the heroes getting stuck in Cheliax, and the second one's the heroes trying to get out of Cheliax or something. Like it's like this weird thing. And I was like reading, it's like, oh, these are the same story, but they were able to find a breaking point. They like make them 2 separate things.
I want another 2nd edition Hell's Rebels and Hell's Vengeance.
Yeah.
I want the good guy campaign and the bad guy campaign that cross paths, but
there's
don't.
a lot of interesting, like, I mean, I'm sure, because I really thematically, book 1 of Iron Fang Invasion is one of my favorite intros to any campaign, my favorite hook of the party has to lose. The party cannot win. They have to lose. They have to run. And like this,
it's really hard to get a party to do that.
It is. You have to know your party. But like the scenery of them getting away and them turning around and them seeing their hometown captured, the people chained in shackles, buildings burning, and they can't do anything but leave. That's such a strong scene that sets the mood so heavily in the beginning.
I think Tyrant's Grasp does that as well because it's basically like the start of that campaign is your hometown gets nuked from orbit by Tarbafon. You survived because MacGuffin. But you wake up and you are in the ruins of your town. You had no chance to do anything. It is just orbital space laser, divine skeleton death blast.
Like the finger of God.
That the dumb skeleton man that's definitely the big bad evil intelligence of all of Pathfinder didn't think, this relic that was meant to kill me might backfire. Oh no!
Curses!
Foiled again as the most intelligent lich.
He's just Skeletor.
Yeah.
He's just Skeletor.
He is very much Skeletor, but he is also somehow much more of a threat than Vecna ever will be.
Alright. I think we should just call it there.
Yeah, we're at a good spot, I would say. Don't forget you can redeem hero and villain points to give people rerolls. But we're going to head out for the night, and we will see you not... I don't know what we're doing Sunday. So, we're figuring that out.
Sunday, we are playing Mecha Chameleon.
Oh, right. That's what we're doing, is the big Mecha Chameleon game on Sunday.
I think I will be the one piloting the stream, so wish me luck again.
Yeah, I'll make sure to get all that set up tonight.
We're playing Mecha Chameleon. We're getting as many of the UGT members as we can who are available. It's going to be fun. We're going to draw funny pictures. I'm going to be silly.
Especially with all the new updates they've done.
There's a lot of updates. We've fallen some really funny play patterns. Like, it's a lot of fun. So come hang out, watch us. It's low stakes, high reward. I don't know what the plan. Oh, you said next Wednesday is
level up stream.
Is a level
We're
up
doing
stream?
an early level up stream because originally we were going to have last week we were going to have secrets, and then Corey was getting married and was very stressed, and we did not want to have to put a whole episode on him.
Um,
So we're doing an early level up because after next episode of Secrets, they'll be level 14.
So unfortunately, Sully will not be there for me to help. She's getting married.
Yeah, they're getting married. I don't think we're going to have Corey or Sully for Sunday.
So come next Wednesday in the normal secret slot, we have our level up stream with Riley, Gary,
Marcus and Logan. And it'll be everybody except Sully and Corey.
And Archedas will be here.
Yep. I'll be sitting in the seat over there while we run things.
More of this, of just discussing what our plans are, what our visions are, what we have ideas for our characters.
Or maybe I'll be over here so I can run things easier. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
I do believe next Sunday,
I think we are back. The schedule's over there.
Yeah, next Sunday is the...
No Secrets, no Sully, no Corey. Yeah,
So
we should be back the 26th.
barring anyone else accidentally missing out. So
We won't have Sully for 26, but we should have Bryn for
yeah, we'll see.
that day.
But that's the plan. That's the idea. Thanks everyone for hanging out.
Yeah.
This is really cool. There's usually the shield for social media, so go find us on Discord.
Do all the things in the corner of the screen right here on YouTube's
subscribe,
and Twitches and
like, press the bell button. Please help. Like, we don't like saying it, but it does help us.
I hate chilling, but we have to say it because it's the thing that makes us.
And honestly,
function.
if you get a notification from Twitch when we're live, we get to see you more often, and that makes me super happy.
Yeah,
I love seeing you
If
guys.
you have the go live notifications, you get to read my funny little messages that I get to write for 140 characters for every stream.
And if you're not part of our Discord, please join, because I like to be active in there, and I like talking to people. So please talk to me.
I haven't seen that one post in a while, so we'll put that up there.
Yeah. So
But we're going to head out for the night.
thank
you
you
for joining us.
I'm going to go play Minecraft.
I'm probably going to go to bed.